Hi students, good afternoon everybody. So we have completed till 3 units. So today we are starting our 4th unit. Our 4th unit is The Summit by Edmund Hillary. So before getting into the lesson, let us see about the author. Sir Edmund Percival Hillary, 20 July 1919 to 11 January 2008 was a New Zealand mountaineer, explorer and philanthropist. He served in the Royal New Zealand Air Force as a navigator during World War II. Following his ascent of Everest, Hillary devoted himself to assisting the Sherpa people of Nepal through the Himalayan Trust, which he established. High adventure, no latitude for error, nothing venture, nothing win, view from the summit, the remarkable memoir by the first person to conquer Everest or some of his famous works. Okay, so Edmund Percival Hillary was born on 20th July 1919 and was died on 11 January 2008. So he was a New Zealand mountaineer. He belongs to New Zealand. So what is mean by mountaineer is one who climbs mountains is called as mountaineer. A person who climbs mountains is called as mountaineer. And what is explorer? He was also an explorer. What is mean by explorer is a person who travels around a place in order to learn about it. Okay, a person who is traveling to some place so that he wants to explore, that is he wants to learn, that is called as explorer. And philanthropist. So who is a philanthropist is a rich person who helps the poor and needy people. Okay, a rich person who helps the poor and needy people or helpless people is called as philanthropist. So Hillary was a mountaineer, an explorer and a philanthropist. He served in the Royal New Zealand Air Force as a navigator during World War II. Okay, so he worked in the Royal New Zealand Air Force as what means as a navigator. So navigator means so navigator means a person who drives an aircraft is called as a navigator, ship or aircraft. So here as he is working in the Air Force, we can worked in the Air Force, we can take it as an aircraft. Okay, so during the World War II, so during the Second World War, he worked in the Royal New Zealand Air Force as a navigator. Following his ascent of Everest, so following his ascent of Everest, that is as he climbed the Mount Everest, Hillary devoted himself to assisting the Sherpa people of Nepal through the Himalayan Trust. Okay, so after climbing the Mount Everest, he devoted himself, so he dedicated himself to assisting. Assisting means helping the Sherpa people of Nepal. Okay, so who is a Sherpa people means, so they are the member of a Himalayan people living in the borders of Nepal and Tibet. Okay, so Sherpa people means, so they are the people, they are the Himalayan people. Okay, the people living in the Himalayas, Himalayan people living in the borders of Nepal and Tibet, who are skilled in mountaineering, that is who are very much talented in climbing the mountains. So he helped the Sherpa people of Nepal through the Himalayan Trust. So with the help of through the Himalayan Trust, so Hillary established a trust called Himalayan Trust, and through the trust he helped the Sherpa people. See, you can see in this picture. So they are the Sherpa people living in the Himalayas. So this picture is also, they are also the kind of Sherpa people. high adventure, no latitude for error, nothing venture, nothing win, view from the summit, the remarkable memoir by the first person to conquer Everest or some of his famous works. So these were some of the famous books written by Edmund Hillary. Okay, so what is mean by memoir means? So we have heard the word memories. So what is mean by memoir means? It is a historical account written from the personal experience, that is from the personal knowledge or personal experience. Okay, so a historical event or written from one's own personal knowledge or personal experience is called as memoir. So he had written the remarkable memoir by the first person to conquer Mount Everest. Okay, so these were some of his famous books. So you can see Sir Edmund Percival Hillary in this picture. So he was a New Zealand mountaineer, explorer and philanthropist. He served in the Royal New Zealand Air Force as a navigator during the World War, that is Second World War. So after he was climbing Mount Everest, he had devoted his life in helping the Sherpa people through the trust called Himalayan Trust, which was established by Hillary. So he had written many books. Some of his books were very famous. So this was about the author. So now let us get into the lesson, The Summit by Edmund Hillary. So Edmund Hillary, you know, he is the first person to climb the Mount Everest. So in this prose, he is telling his own experience in climbing the Mount Everest. Let us go to the warm-up part. So warm-up part is knowledgeable. So listen properly for your understanding. Okay. So adventures, expeditions and explorations are always exciting, especially when they are real, and if it is the first of its kind, it is even more thrilling. The only question that comes to one's mind is, what makes one to take up such tasks that involve high risks? It is the spirit of formidable adventure and certain qualities which make them achieve such feats. Okay, so adventures, expeditions and explorations. So what is an adventure? So it is an experience that is quite unusual, exciting or dangerous. Okay, so write it in your book, everything. So adventure is an experience that is quite unusual, exciting or dangerous. Okay, so what we call as, we can call bungee jumping as an adventure. You know bungee jumping illaya? So we can call it as an adventure. So what is expedition? Okay, so expedition, or they are outdoor excursions. Before that, let me say the difference between expedition and exploration. See, here is the difference between expedition and exploration. So expedition is where journey is based on a predefined target. Okay, so here the target will be predefined. In what? In the expedition. While exploration is a journey with a particular purpose of exploring unfamiliar area or resources or whatever it is. It will be unfamiliar. அப்போதான் இனிமேதான் we are going to explore it. We are going to search and find it. Okay, that is exploration. So expedition is a journey which is based on a predefined target. So ஏற்கனவே we will be fixing the target. So the target will be predefined, whereas exploration is a journey with a particular purpose of exploring. So இனிமேதான் the particular something, whatever it is, resources or area or mountain, Everest, whatever it is, we are going to explore. Explore means என்ன சொல்றது, we are going to search and explore it. Okay, that is the difference between expedition and exploration. So adventure means an experience that is unusual or dangerous. Expedition means it will be depending on that is the target will be predefined. So they are what is expedition might be, they might be typically outdoor excursions that include camping. Okay, ஒரு ஏரியால camp போடுறது or hiking. Okay, you know what is hiking. So that might be so like that expeditions may be outdoor excursions like camping, hiking, etc. Okay, so exploration எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா it will have lots of challenges. Okay, so exploration will have lots of challenges. So when we are going to a new country or some place, the language may be a barrier. Okay, language may be a problem. We have to travel great distances to explore something. Okay, and we have to learn new tasks, new skills and new tasks in our exploration. Okay, so exploration will have lots of challenges, but expeditionல அப்படி இருக்காது, because already we know நம்ம எங்க hiking போக போறோம், எங்க நம்ம camp போட போறோம், everything we have already we might have some knowledge about it, so it will not be definitely a new thing. Okay, so this is the difference between expedition and exploration. Okay, in simple, expedition means we'll be learning about it in prior, அதுக்கு முன்னாடி அதை பற்றின ஒரு எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் we will have, but exploration is totally everything will be new, everything will be completely new. Okay, so adventures, expeditions and explorations are always exciting. So all these three will be always very much interesting. ரொம்பவே எப்படி இருக்கும். So imagine that we are going to a hill area, we are going for நம்ம ஒரு டூர் பிளான் பண்ணிட்டு ஒரு ஹைக்கிங் போக போகிறோம், ஓகே ஒரு ட்ரெக்கிங் போக போகிறோம் அப்படின்னா definitely it will be a very nice experience, and also we will be very much excited, we will be very much enthusiastic and interested இல்லையா. Okay, especially when they are real, and if it is the first of its kind, it is even more thrilling. ரொம்ப த்ரில்லிங்காக இருக்கும் இல்லையா. ஸோ அதுவுமே எஸ்பெஷலி when they are real. ஓகே, நிஜமாவே நம்ம அப்படி ஒரு பிளேஸ்க்கு போகிறோம், and it is the first time we are doing like this, first time நம்ம ஒரு ட்ரெக்கிங் போகிறோம், first time ஒரு அட்வென்ச்சர் பண்ண போகிறோம். ஓகே, அப்படின்னா definitely it will be very much thrilling. So the only question that comes to one's mind is, what makes one to take up such tasks that involve high risk? So the only question in this thing is, what is inducing us, or what is inducing a person to take that much risk? அவ்வளோ ரிஸ்க் எடுத்து நம்ம அதை பண்ணணுமா? ஸோ நம்ம டிஸ்கவரி சேனல்லே பார்ப்போம், we can see lots of expeditions, we can see lots of adventures, explorations எல்லாரும் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க இல்லையா. ஸோ why it is why they are I cannot suddenly remember the name of that person. Okay, so why they are taking that much risk to do all this? It is the spirit of formidable adventure and certain qualities which make them achieve such feats. Okay, so it is the spirit, it is the interest of formidable. Formidable means very much threatening, very much horrible, very much what is that, fearful, frightful. Okay, so it is the spirit of formidable adventure and certain qualities which make them achieve such feats. So they have certain qualities which, so qualities means what, basically a patient should be in everything இல்லையா. பேசிக்காகவே நமக்கு ஒரு whatever it is, we should have a patient and interest, PASSION, patient means interest, we should have a interest on something, so that makes them to achieve all those things இல்லையா. So tick the qualities that are required to achieve such a feat. So what are the qualities that are essential to achieve those things? See, many things are given, you can tick what are the necessary qualities. So patient, interest, reward, determination, physical fitness, money, self-satisfaction, perseverance, hard work, courage, inspiration, inner urge, நம்ம என்ன சொல்கிறது, and interest in within us. Okay, faith, confidence, vengeance na என்ன, பழி வாங்கிறது. That might not be the required quality to achieve. I hope so, but I don't know how it is in your view. Okay, so like this, tick the qualities that are required to achieve such a feat. You can do it yourself based on your own interest and opinions and views. Let us get into the prose. This prose unit is a slightly adapted excerpt from The Ascent of Everest by John Hunt. Okay, so already we have seen, I have shown Percival, what is that? Edmund Hillary. See, here we can see Edmund Hillary and John Hunt. He is John Hunt. Okay. So this prose unit is a slightly adapted except means a short extract from the Ascent of Everest written by John Hunt. Okay. So Sir Edmund Hillary's own words tells how the summit of the Everest was reached. So in this prose we are going to see the own words of Sir Edmund Hillary, that is how he had reached the Mount Everest. So on May 28, there were 6 men at Camp 8 on the South Col. Edmund Hillary, Tenzing, George Low, Alfred Gregory, and the 2 Sherpas, Pemba and Ang Yama. Okay, so on May 28, there were 6 men at Camp 8 on the South Col. Okay, so what is mean by South Col is, let me show you. So see this picture. The South Col is a sharp edged col between Mount Everest and Harz, the highest and 4th highest mountains in the world respectively. The South Col is typically swept by high winds, leaving it free of significant snow accumulation. So what is South Col? South Col means, so before that, what is mean by col? Okay, what is mean by col is, it is a low point between 2 higher points in a group of mountains. Okay, it is a low point between 2 higher points in a group of mountain, that is called as col. Okay, let me repeat. A low point between, understand, a low point between 2 higher points in a group of mountain is called as col. Okay, so the South Col is a sharp edged col between Mount Everest and Harz. Okay, so this Harz is the 4th highest mountain in the world. So Mount Everest is the highest mountain and Harz is the 4th highest mountain in the world. So the South Col is a sharp edged col between Mount Everest and Harz. Okay. The South Col is typically swept by high winds, leaving it free of a significant snow accumulation. Okay. So it will be swept by very heavy winds so that the snow accumulation will be low in that area. Okay, that is the meaning of South Col and I have shown you. So on 28 May, 6 men at Camp 8. Who are they? Edmund Hillary, Tenzing, George Low, Alfred Gregory and 2 Sherpas, Pemba and Ang Yama. But Pemba was too ill to climb. Okay, so the Sherpa named Pemba was very ill to climb the mountain. The others heavily laden. So laden means carrying a lot of something. Carrying a lot. Okay, so carrying a lot of something. So something na inga ungalku theviyana things ellam. Climbed that day to a height of 27,900 feet. Okay, so how much they have climbed on that day? They have climbed 27,900 feet. Here, Hillary and Tenzing put up a little tent and watched their 3 companions go down the ridge back towards the South Col. Okay, so at this point, so already Pemba was very ill, he could not climb. Hillary and Tenzing, what they have done after climbing 27,900 feet, they had put up a little tent and watched their 3 companions. So 3 other companions, they are going down the ridge back towards the South Col. So again they are going towards the South Col. Now who are the only 2 persons who were ready to climb? Hillary and Tenzing. Pemba was already ill, he could not climb. other 3 persons, they were going again back to the south call. Okay. See, you can understand what is mean by rich. Okay, so companions go down the ridge path only. So they have marked what the ridge, they have marked the place. So with this you can understand what is mean by ridge. As the sun set, Hilary and Tenzing crawled into the tent. Okay, so you know what is mean by crawling. So they have crawled into the, so as the sun is setting, it will be very very cold, yeah? So they have crawled into the tent, put on all their warm clothing. So they were wearing their warm clothes and wriggled into their sleeping bags. Okay, and they are wriggled means moved into their sleeping bags. Next morning, so next morning they are waking up at 4 a.m. So next morning at 4 a.m. on May 29, they begin to get ready for the climb. So they are getting ready to climb again. Okay, so we started up our cooker and drank large quantities of lemon juice and sugar, and followed this with our last tin of sardines on biscuits. Okay, so they have prepared their food. So what they are preparing, they had drank large quantities of lemon juice and sugar so that they may be feeling energetic, and along with this they were taking followed this with our last tin of sardines on biscuits. So sardine means it is a type of fish. Okay, sardine, it is a type of herring like fish belonging to the herring family. I dragged our oxygen sets into the tent. So oxygen sets means their oxygen cylinder and all other apparatus necessary for breathing. Okay, that is oxygen sets, that all the apparatus along with the oxygen cylinder necessary for breathing into the tent. So I dragged, so he is taking all the oxygen sets into the tent, cleaned the ice of them. So they had cleaned the ice deposited on them and then rechecked. They are checking and testing them again. Okay, so they are starting at 4 a.m. I had removed my boots which had become wet the day before, and they were now frozen solid. Okay, so what happened to his shoes is, I had removed my boots which had become the wet day before. So day before his shoes become wet, so he had removed it, and now what happened, it had frozen to solid. If solid madri aidichu in the ice. So I cooked them. So again he is cooking the shoes. Cooking na, it is not like cooking food. Okay, so I cooked them over the fierce flame na, very strong flame. Okay, fierce flame of the primus means it is a small stove that is used in the camp for heating purpose. Okay, it is a small stove which is used in the camp for heating, that is primus. So I cooked them over the fierce means very strong flame. Okay, and primus, and managed to soften them up. So as the shoes were become very hard as it had frozen, to make it soft he is heating it on a stove. Over our down clothing we donned our windproof, and onto our hands we pulled 3 pairs of gloves, silk, woolen and windproof. So over our down clothing, so first point they have prepared food, they had taken their foods, and now in this point, and also they are getting ready of their oxygen apparatus, and in the second point they have prepared their shoe, and also enna pandranga, they are wearing their clothing. We donned means to put on. Okay, to wear, to put on. Okay, so they had worn their windproof cloths, and to our hands we pulled 3 pairs of gloves. Kaila 3 pairs of gloves potukranga. First silk gloves, next woolen gloves, and third one is windproof gloves. Okay, let us go to the third point. At 6:30 a.m. we crawled out of the tent into the snow. So they are waking by 4 a.m. and they are getting ready, and at 6:30 they are coming out of their tent into the snow, hoisted our 30 lb of oxygen gear onto our backs, connected up our mask, and turned on the valves to bring life-giving oxygen into our lungs. So 30 lb means it is 13.608 kilograms of oxygen. Okay, 30 lb equals 13.608 kilograms of oxygen. Okay, so they are carrying 13 kg, almost 13 kg of oxygen cylinder. So LB is a unit of measurement. Okay, so they are carrying their 30 lb of oxygen gear onto our backs. They are wearing their oxygen, carrying their oxygen cylinder on their backs, connected up our masks, and turned on. Turned on means enna solradhu, on பண்ணிக்கிறது. Okay, turned on the valves to bring life giving oxygen into our lungs. Okay, so they are turning the oxygen cylinder so that they can breathe very easily. A few good deep breaths and we were ready to go. So after taking deep breaths, they are ready to move. Still a little worried about my cold feet, I asked Tenzing to move off. So what Edmund is telling, he is little much worried because he is feeling coldness in his feet. I asked Tenzing to move off. Move off means to start, to leave the place or to start a journey. That is move off. So move off is a phrasal verb. Tenzing kicked steps in a long traverse back towards the ridge, and we reached its crest where it forms a great snow bump at about 28,000 feet. From here, the ridge narrowed to a knife edge, and as my feet were now warm, I took over the lead. So Tenzing kicked steps in a, that is, he moved in a long traverse. Traverse means, see, it is given in your book bag. To cross a mountain slope horizontally or diagonally. Okay, so the traverse is the name given to such a crossing. That is, crossing the mountain slope horizontally or diagonally is called as traverse. So Tenzing kicked steps in a long traverse back towards the ridge, and we reached its crest. Crest means the top, the peak. Okay, and we reached its crest where it forms a great snow bump at about 28,000 feet. So in the 28,000 feet, there is a great snow bump, that is a great mass of snow. From here, the ridge narrowed to a knife edge, and as my feet were now warm, I took over the lead. So அங்கிருந்து என்ன ஆயிடுச்சு, the ridge became very narrow to a knife edge. So knife edge மாதிரி and the ridge became very narrow. So his feet became warm now. Whose feet? Hilary's feet became warm now, and I took over the lead. So he moved, என்ன சொல்றது, who is that, Tenzing விட அவர் முன்னாடி போக ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டார். He was leading. See, they have shown in this picture the South Col route. So they are moving from the South Col. So where is the Mount Everest? See, here there is Mount Everest. What is it? So here there is Mount Everest. So they have shown the route. See, this is Camp 1, Camp 2, Camp 3, Camp 4, and then they are reaching the Mount Everest. Okay, so they have shown in, you can see in your book also. Okay, so these are the places where they have stayed, camped. Okay, called depression in a mountain chain. So they have shown in the picture. This is an example picture. The soft snow made a route on top of the ridge both difficult and dangerous, which sometimes held my weight but often gave way suddenly. So the soft snow made a route on top of the ridge both difficult and dangerous. So as the snow is very soft, it was very difficult and also it was very dangerous to move, which sometimes held my weight but often gave way suddenly. So sometimes and the snow wala அவரோட weight balance பண்ணிக்க முடிஞ்சது. Sometimes as the snow is soft, okay, so suddenly it gave way. Gave way means it slipped. After several hundred feet, we came to a tiny hollow and found there the 2 oxygen bottles left on the earlier attempt by Evans and Bodilin. Okay, so after several hundred feet, so after climbing several hundred feet, we came to a tiny hollow, so a small hollow, and found there 2 oxygen bottles. So they have found 2 oxygen bottles there, left by whom? Left by Evans and Bodilin. So Evans and Bodilin were the 2 persons who climbed Mount Everest before the Edmund Hillary and Tenzing, and their attempt was a failure. See, I have shown you Evans and Bodilin. So they were the 2 persons who climbed, who made an attempt, but their attempt was a failure. So Evans and Tom Bodilin were the first assault party and made the first ascent of the south summit. Evans was the leader of the expedition which first climbed Kanchenjunga, the world's 3rd highest peak, in 1955. Okay. So in the tiny hollow they are finding 2 oxygen bottles left by Evans and Bodilin. I scraped the ice off. Okay, ice off means removed the ice from the gorges and was relieved to find and was feeling relaxed to find that they still contained several hundred liters of oxygen. Okay, so that oxygen bottles had still it is filled with several hundred liters of oxygen, enough to get us down to the south col if used sparingly. Okay, so sparingly means if used economically. Okay, என்ன சொல்றது, வேஸ்ட் பண்ணாம ப்ராப்பரா யூஸ் பண்ணா, that is using economically or using infrequently, அடிக்கடி யூஸ் பண்ணாம தேவைப்படும் போது யூஸ் பண்ணா. If they are using it sparingly, that is economically, it is enough for them to go back to the south col again. So that much oxygen were left in a tiny hollow in the by Evans and Bodilin during their first attempt. I continued making the trial on up the ridge leading up for the last 400 feet to the southern summit. I continued. So Hillary continued making the trial on up the ridge leading up for the last 400 feet or to the southern summit. So he is leading by 400 feet to the southern summit. The snow on this face was dangerous, but we persisted. Persisted means continued. Okay, the snow was dangerous, but even though it was dangerous, they continued in their efforts to. They continued in their effort. That is, they were continuously they are moving, they are trying, they are not giving up. Okay. We made frequent changes of lead. Frequent changes of lead na கொஞ்ச தூரம் எட்மண்ட் ஹிலாரி லீடிங்ல முன்னாடி போனாரு அப்படின்னா, then after some distance who will be leading? Tenzing will be leading, like that. We made frequent changes of lead. As I was stamping a trail in the deep snow, a section around me gave way and I slipped back through 3 or 4 of my steps. Okay, so as I was stamping, so there is difference between stamping and walking. You know what is mean by walking. So what is stamping means? ரொம்ப எஃபோர்ட் எடுத்து ஒவ்வொரு ஸ்டெப்பாக பார்த்து வச்சு நடந்து போவோம் இல்லையா, கேர்ஃபுல்லாக. தட் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் ஸ்டாம்பிங். As I was stamping a trail in the deep snow, a section around me, so அங்கே இருந்த ஸ்னோ என்ன ஆயிடுது, ஸ்லிப் ஆயிடுது, and I slipped back through 3 or 4 of my steps. So he is slipping back 3 or 4 of his steps. I discussed with the Tenzing the advisability of going on, and he, although admitting that he felt unhappy about the snow conditions, and finished with his familiar phrase, just as you wish. Okay, so as it is slippery, Hilary is discussing with Tenzing whether it is advisable. நாம் இன்னுமே இந்த பாத்துல continue பண்றது whether it is advisable. So like that he is discussing with Tenzing and he although admitting that he felt unhappy. So Tenzing he was accepting, admitting na ஒத்துக்கிறது, accept பண்ணிக்கிறது. Okay, so even though he was accepting that he felt unhappy, ரொம்ப unhappy, so he was also unhappy in the snow conditions, satisfying இல்லை அப்படின்னு அவர் ஃபீல் பண்ணாலுமே he finished with his familiar phrase just as you wish, உங்கள் விருப்பம் போல் அப்படின்னு just as you wish அப்படிங்கிற phrase வந்து அவர் he'll be using often. Who? Tenzing will be using often. So just like that he was finishing with his familiar phrase just as you wish. So I decided to go on and we finally reached firmer snow higher up and then chipped steps up the last steep slopes and cramponed onto the south peak. It was now 9 a.m. Okay, so I decided to go on. So but Edmund Hillary is deciding to move on and we finally reached firmer snow higher up. Firmer means stronger snow. Snow இதுக்கு முன்னாடி என்ன பார்த்தோம்? Snow was very smooth. Snow condition நல்லா இல்லைன்னு பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா? Now the snow was very stronger in the heights, in the higher altitudes and then chipped steps up the last steep slopes and cramponed onto the south peak. So what is crampon is a metal plate with spikes, that is called as crampon. See, this is called as crampon. It is a metal plate with spikes. So this will be fixed to the shoes, that is to the boots. This will be especially used during the climbing in the mountains. Okay, this is called as crampons. There is a problem in using the app, I think. Okay, so it was now 9 a.m. So he started, Hillary decided to move up and the snow condition in the higher altitude is very stronger. Then he is moving with his crampon to the south peak and now the time was now the time is morning 9 a.m. Okay, so let me stop with this today. Hope everyone of you have understood. So write all the meanings, synonyms, everything what I have said. Okay, meet you in the next class ma. Thank you.